Massimiliano, you are the general manager and vice president of Planet. Planet is a Berlin-based company, 500 employees, 100 satellites turning around the Earth. You're going to present us Planet. You have 7 minutes.
Well, I'm going to start by saying merci beaucoup à tout le monde. That's about as French as I can speak tonight. So let's get started with Planet. Planet is a startup company that came out of California. This is where we started off. And we also have a deep roots in Europe with an office in Berlin that has got more than 80 people. All of us, there is about 500 Planeteers at this moment, have one mission in mind, and we call it Mission 1. And that is to image the whole Earth every single day and make global change visible, accessible, and actionable. Now, you might ask yourself, why is that important? Well, it's important because our planet, the Earth, is changing. We are changing it every day, and we change it very fast. And I'm not sure that we always change it for good. And it is pretty clear that you cannot control what you cannot see. Now, it is true that over the past decades, what people may refer to as traditional remote sensing has given us great amount of excellent satellites. I'm talking about systems like the Landsat series from the US government, the ERS series, Envisat, the Sentinels that the European Commission is building. All of those systems have incredibly advanced our understanding of the planet. However, they also have limitations. Those systems can only image a limited amount of the Earth's surface on any given day. And because of the way they are conceived, they are able to take an image of a certain location only every so often, so maybe every week or every second week. And if you start adding clouds to the equation, you may get an image that is usable only every couple of months, in some areas once a year maybe. The lack of data slows down our understanding of the processes and slows down our ability to respond to the change. So we created a mission that is different, that's looking at the entire planet every single day, taking a full image of that planet at 4-meter resolution and make it immediately available everywhere through a cloud infrastructure. It has taken us 21 rocket launches. That animation made it look like super simple. In 3 years, we used 21 rockets to build satellites to space. In that time, we have built 13 different versions of our design. We have iterated, we learned lessons, and we finally put more than 130 spacecraft in space. Those are taking like 1.5 million pictures every single day. The entire Earth every single day. It's a lot of data, so we had to build lots of ground stations to receive the data, pump it in our cloud environment, and make it available to people. Now, this is essentially how it works. The Earth rotates, that takes care by themselves. The satellites fly around, and as they go around the Earth, everyone takes an image and builds a gigantic line scanner for the planet. In 18 months, we have acquired more than 500 images of every single location. This is unprecedented. This data set allows people to respond to a number of different questions, but fundamentally, it's looking at change as it happens. Government can use the data to protect our borders. Agriculture company can use this information to improve the output of their farms by reducing the consumption of water, pesticides, and fertilizers, thus reducing the environmental footprint of agriculture. NGOs can use it to fight illegal deforestation in countries like Brazil or Indonesia or in Africa. And there is a number of other users, and there is at the moment more than 2,500 researchers that are using our data for free to move science even one step forward. It's been hard, but it works. And it works because we take a different approach to risks. We use off-the-shelf components. We use many satellites so we can tolerate failures. And like I said, we iterate quick, and we have a system in place that answers those questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Massimiliano. Jessica.
Thank you, Massimiliano. Just a quick question, because it's difficult to figure out. How big is a nanosatellite?
There are many definitions. Some are this small. Ours are about the size of a shoebox, or, now that I think about it, about the size of a Bordeaux bottle of wine.
Massimiliano, your business is relying on rocket launching calendars and prices. We were talking about this just before the break. What's your biggest concern regarding the evolution of this market?
Well, that's a difficult question to ask with Ariane Space and others around. I think the concern for us, for everyone who is in the small satellites business, is that those rockets are built for very big payloads. So for us, launching a few hundreds of kilograms in space, it's difficult and it's expensive. Yes, we can ride a secondary payload, which means the ticket is a little cheaper, but then normally you don't get to choose the date, you don't get to choose the orbit. Luckily, there is a number of companies, like for instance Rocket Labs, that are building much smaller rockets that are more dedicated to our type of business. So we launched with them in January. I think this is very exciting. I think this will allow us to move faster and go beyond where we are right now.
Another question, as it gets less and less expensive to send nano satellites in space, do you fear that we are going to create more and more pollution around the Earth?
Excellent question. I think as actors in space, we want to be responsible. When we designed the orbits for the Dove constellation, we purposefully chosen an orbit that's very low. It's about 500 kilometers high, where there is hardly any satellites flying. And it also means that in few years, those satellites will essentially burn quickly through the atmosphere. Thus, we're not creating long-term space debris. I think in the future, with capability like thrusters for small satellites, like Trustme is going to speak after me, I think missions small as ours may have propulsion capability and may be able to implement active collision avoidance schemes.
Thank you very much, Massimiliano.
Thank you, Massimiliano.
My pleasure.